out at Lowe's today with Rocky. Good boy. So I like to get these dogs out into dog-friendly places, just so that we can kind of prove their obedience, help them understand that they have to be obedient no matter where we are, whether there's other people around, other noises around, things they've never really interacted with. I want them to understand that obedience and listening to me and being in communication with me or you as whoever's holding the leash is the best choice. So right now he's very, very overstimulated. You can kind of hear him whining, he's yawning. I don't think he's really ever been around this much distraction in this kind of area, so this is a lot of stimulation for him. So he's kind of going through what we call a stress curve. So he's so stimulated that he just doesn't know how to handle it, and that's why he's whining and he's yawning. He's trying to work through that stress so that he can get to a state of mind where he can think a little bit more clearly. So I put him in and down. We're just in an aisle. We've got another dog with us. Put him in and down to just kind of take everything in and kind of calm down a little bit, get used to his surroundings. As we walked in, he was pulling at the leash to go sniff certain people, go say hi to people, and things like that. So we brought him down an aisle, just put him in and down, and kind of let him settle in a little bit. And he's doing pretty well with it now. So Rocky, okay. Good. So now I'm going to start walking around. Heel. Good boy. And he did really well in the parking lot. So whenever I take dogs out anywhere, whether they be pets or service dogs, I always prime them in the parking lot. So as I'm walking up, Rocky, sit. As I'm walking up to the store, I want to heel them, change directions, do a sit, do a down, just so that they're focused. Leave it.
Puppies are
Leave
so
it.
cute.
Thank you.
Can I say hi to
Come here.
them?
They're actually in training.
Okay, that's okay. That's why I asked.
Thank you for asking.
No problem.
Sit, sit, sit. Good boy. Come here. Come here. Sit. Rocky, sit. Good. So we had a pretty big distraction right there. Someone asking if they could pet them, and as you heard, especially with how distracted and excited Rocky gets, I'm just gonna tell people that he's in training and I need his focus to be on me and not other people, so I don't want them to pet him. And for the most part, they react like he did. They just said, oh, okay, that's why I asked. Oh, Rocky, sit. Good boy. And so you can tell this is really hard for him, and I want to make sure that you guys see this. So it's going to be a little bit of a longer video, but he can do this. It's going to take a lot of practice, and these field trips are going to be really good for him, and they're going to really kind of tone his training. Boy. So I'm going to wait for a little bit. He's really distracted, and I'm not going to release him until he looks at me and gives me eye contact. And I'm not really going to do a whole lot of movement or anything. Good boy. I want him to understand that he has to offer up that eye contact. So as I was saying, I like to prime them in the parking lot, make sure that they're paying attention to me before we get into the store, and then once we get into the store, they'll normally always get distracted. They'll always get distracted, but since I've primed them, it's a lot easier to get their attention back on me once they get distracted. Good boy. This is really hard for Rocky. There's so much new going on. Rocky, heel. But we're just gonna work him through it. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna let him do what he wants to do. I'm just going to make him do what I want him to do and teach him, heel, that he has to listen to me and pay attention to me, and then he doesn't have to worry about anything else. And I'm not worried about him being scared or fearful or anything like that. I'm worried about him. I mean, you know how big he is. I'm mostly worried about him pulling and wanting to go say hi to everyone. Heel. Heel. Good boy. Good. Good job. So we just had some people walk by and kind of kept doing some double takes, but he maintained his heel. Good boy. So I'm more worried about him getting so excited about wanting to say hi to people and wanting to check everything out that he just loses his mind and he can't think and he kind of goes wild in a store or in a park or something like that. So this is really, really good for him. Good boy. Rocky, sit. Good. Good. So you can kind of tell he's still excited. He's still in that elevated state of mind, but he's listening a little bit better. Rocky, down. So, and I'm okay if he kind of, Rocky, down. Good, down. Down. Good boy. for the most part, if I were to put him in a sit and he would slide into a down, I would be okay with that. This floor is pretty slippery and it's a lot easier for dogs to down than sit. So right now he's in a down, so I don't want him to get back up into a sit. So I'm going to step on his leash as we're kind of just hanging out here. Let's say I was looking at these rugs and I was in the market for one. I want him in a down, but I also want to if I'm out shopping, I'm here to shop, so I got to look at stuff. So I'm going to step on that leash, and that way I can drop the other end. And if I'm stepping on it and he happens to get up, one, automatically he self-corrects himself. Because he gets up and the leash tightens and he gets a correction on the prong collar. Two, I'm also alerted as soon as he gets up so that I can turn around and control him and fix whatever he needs fixing. Good boy. Okay, good. So a little bit longer of a video, but I wanted to make sure that I kind of covered all my bases as far as this field trip goes. And he's doing really well with it. It's kind of to be expected. I mean, he's still young. He hasn't had much training. So this is kind of to be expected. And he loves people. So we just need to teach him that it's okay to love people, but you still have to be obedient around the people. Yes, good boy. All right, so I hope this was fun to watch. And I hope you guys don't miss him too much.